So what we're going to be talking about in these videos is how switching over from recording with your mobile phone or cell phone to a system where you have two webcams and a laptop is going to significantly improve your videos. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of British Tech TV. Now, this series of videos is going to be a little bit different. I've been getting a lot of questions recently asking me, from friends and subscribers, how can we up our game in terms of live streaming and YouTube video recording, but how can we do it in a way where it's not going to cost us an arm and a leg? And can you share some of your tips with us and what you'd recommend and so forth? So as a lot of you know, most people nowadays, when they start a live stream or a YouTube video recording, a lot of people are using their phones. And while it's okay to use your phone, you really do want to move up to the next level. And so really this series of videos is exactly that, really, just about that subject. I'm going to teach you how moving from using a single cell phone or a mobile phone to using a two-camera setup with a laptop, can vastly improve the the quality of your videos, the professionalism of your videos, and also the impact that you're going to have on the people watching your videos. So in the first video, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what are some of the scenarios where moving up from recording on a cell phone or a mobile phone to a two-camera setup. What are some of those scenarios where you would use that system, and also what are some of the benefits. In the second video, we're going to be talking about a free software, a free piece of software that you would need to bring those two cameras together into your laptop. And in the final video, what we're going to be talking about is the equipment that you'll need, the prices, where you can get them from, and also some of the accessories that will help to make your life easier when you're moving over to this system. Okay, so normally what would happen is, let's say you've got a speaker or a presenter who's right here, okay, and then what somebody would do is they would get their mobile phone or their cell phone and they would record the speaker or the presenter right in front of them. So it's very simple. You've got your mobile phone or your cell phone, and you've got your speaker or your presenter in front, and you're just recording them with your mobile phone. Now, one of the issues with doing it this way is that, let me go back to something else. One thing that my teacher used to say to me was that whenever you're recording, whether it's an interview or whether you're presenting a product or whether you're recording a service or some kind of a show, he always advised me to have a minimum of two cameras. And the reason for that is that when the viewers, when they watch, for example, the show, and there's only one camera view, people get fatigued really quickly. Now, if you have two cameras or, two angles, then you can switch between them. And every so often you can do a switch, and it just makes the video more interesting. And it's less fatiguing, if there is such a word. It's for the person who's watching the video, and it just makes it look more professional. So, as I say, when everybody's starting out, most people do use a mobile phone, and I'd probably record a video of your speaker or your presenter. You could set up your mobile phone on a tripod, and you could record yourself or a presenter. And after you've recorded the video, you could upload it to YouTube. Or what people also do is record directly live to Facebook and other streaming services that are also available online. So I mean, this is what I used to do also when I was starting out. This is sort of very basic, there's not really much you can do with this apart from just record yourself and upload, or record yourself and live stream it. So what I'm going to show you today is how you can move up to the next level, but not such a level that it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. Basically, you can move up to the next level within 120, 30 pounds, let's say 150 pounds, right? You can really up your presentation and your recordings and make an impact basically upon your viewers. So let's talk about the next scenario and what I'm going to talk about, or what I'm trying to present here. So if we move up to the next page, let's have a look at this. Right, so what I'm going to show you today later on is some of the products that you can use for this, and but basically what you would do is, let's say for example, just as in the previous presentation or the previous slide, you have your speaker or your presenter here, but what you can do is you can get two webcams, okay, and you can have one facing your presenter, so you're recording the presenter straight ahead, whether that's yourself or a presenter, it doesn't matter. And you can have one cam which is recording from a slightly angled view on the left, or you could put them on the right, or anywhere else you wanted. And then what you could do is, I'll talk about the other component that you need, but what you can do is every so often, just like I'm doing in this video, if you have a look in my videos, what I usually do is I usually have a minimum of 2 camera angles. Sometimes if it's a complicated video, I need to demonstrate something a bit more detail, I may have up to 3 camera angles, but generally 2 is just fine. And so what you'd do is you'd have 2 webcams, okay, and you can stick one webcam in the front here on a tripod, and you can put one on the side here, and what you can do is every so often you can switch between the 2 cameras, okay, and that will be less fatiguing for the viewer, and it will make your videos a lot more interesting and slightly more professional as well. We'll move on to the third slide and the third scenario, and how a 2 camera setup is better than a single a phone for live streaming. So let's move on to that slide. I want to show you that. Now, if you look at this scenario or this example here, we've got a speaker or a presenter in the front of the first webcam, okay, and imagine there's a table here or something, just like I've got a table in my videos, and they're demonstrating a product, okay. What you can then do is have another webcam on the left, or you could have it on the right as well, and you could be filming the presenter and the product, okay, and every so often you could switch to the webcam on the left to give your viewers a different view. So that's pretty straightforward again. So you've got the camera at the front recording, and you've got the camera at the side which could be zoomed up to the product, and you switch between the 2, right? Now I'm going to switch you over to the third scenario and the third presentation or slide to show you another situation where you might use these 2 webcams and how they would be more advantageous for you over just using a cell phone or a mobile phone with 1 camera angle. So let's move over to that now. So now this is the third scenario. Imagine you're at an event where you've got audience sitting on the right side, okay, and you've got audience sitting on the left side, and you've got the speaker or the presenter at the front, just like you would in a service, or any kind of even in a wedding or whatever, whatever you can imagine really. So in this scenario, what you could do is you could have webcam 1 facing the speaker or the presenter, and you could have webcam 2, right, facing the audience, okay, and then what you could do is, as the speaker's speaking, every so often you could switch between these two cameras, so you'd have the presenter speaking in front, and then you'd have the audience coming onto webcam 2, and it just makes the video more interesting, more professional, and less fatiguing for the viewer to watch.